Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Zenless and you're watching Zenless Guy TV. For today's episode, I thought I'd try something a little different. Typically, I do only gameplay content, and while I plan on continuing that, I also want to be able to create content that has more of me in it. But first, I have to build my confidence and just start practicing. And part of that is just releasing more videos that aren't just silent gameplay. With that being said, let's get into the video. So, the concept for today's episode is to try building my underleveled characters with different amounts of stamina. Right now, I'm currently sitting at over 7,000 stamina. I've got over 80 plus batteries and over 2,000 stamina in my reserves currently. What I want to do is put all the characters that I haven't built on a spinning wheel and see which character gets randomly selected, and that'll be the one that I built. Then I'll spin the wheel to see how much stamina I'll get to use to build them. It'll be as little as 300 all the way up to 3,000. And depending on how much stamina I end up using on that one character, I'll probably be able to build at least 2 or 3. Once they're built, I'm gonna challenge Deadly Assault with them solo just to see what kind of score I get. I know, it's not gonna be great and I know the score is gonna be horrible, and that's if I even survive. I'm just here to have fun and make a random video. The most important thing is that this video is all about practicing. I just want to build my confidence and try something a bit different. So first, I want to show you what characters have not been built. So Coletta, Corin, Anton, Piper, Ben, Lucy, and Anby. So those are the characters that I'm going to be working with today. Some of them are level 10 or 20, but it was mostly just so I can get the master tape. But Coletta is still at level 1. So if I land on her, I'll be starting from scratch. Alright, so I've got all their names on the wheel. So let's spin it to see who we're going to be building first. Alright, it looks like I landed on Piper, so I'm going to be building Piper. Now, let's see how much stamina I'll be able to use in order to build her. Alright, so I landed on 2700 stamina, which is perfect. That should definitely be more than enough to get her in a decent spot. And again, I don't know if I have any materials currently available, so if I do, it's going to help me a lot and it's going to save a lot of stamina. Okay, so I'm going to start with leveling her up. It looks like I do actually have some materials saved, so I don't really have to farm for anything as of right now. So I was able to unlock up to level 60, but I don't have enough EXP material to get me there, so I'm definitely gonna have to farm for that a little bit later. So next I want to move on to her core skills and her talents. So I'm pretty sure for her core skills I don't have any of the needed material for that. So let's take a look and see. Yep, just as I thought, I have to farm all of them. But maybe I can level up some of her talents in the meantime. Let's see, I'm gonna do some of the basic attack. Now, I want to look at the upgrade suggestions, so I make sure I'm leveling up what's actually needed and not just wasting material on everything. So it looks like the focus should definitely be her core passive, her skills, and her ultimate. I'm going to try to get them to at least level 8 for now, and depending on how much stamina I end up using on farming for some of the other material, I'll come back and try to level up the rest of her talents. Alright, now I'm going to farm the material for her core passives. On the top right, I'm going to show how much stamina I've used, that way I know how much I have left. Let's get started. Alright, so now I've got 30 of the Crimson All to level up part of her core passives, but now I need another material. Now I need some of the final dance shoes. So luckily for me, I'm able to get 4 of them right from the shop. So with the 4 that I got from the shop, I'm able to level up 1 more core passive, so now back to farming for more materials. So I went back to finish leveling up her core passives, and I realized that I have to be level 55 to unlock the next one. So now I've got to go back and farm some EXP material to get her to level 55. So thankfully for this part I was able to just do auto combat, so I went back and finished leveling her up. Now that I've got the next core passive unlocked, I can probably use a bit more materials on her skills and try to get them as close to level 12 as possible. So luckily enough, I did have enough to get it to level 12, so since I still have a lot of stamina remaining, I can probably go back a bit later and level them up at least to 15. I don't think I'm gonna go any higher than that. Alright, so now I'm gonna focus on her Wenjin. I ended up choosing Rainforest Gourmet just because I didn't want to take a Wenjin from a character that is already built. Again, I wanted to start from scratch. I was only able to level up the Wenjin to level 20 before I ran out of Ascension material, so now I have to go back and farm again. I don't know why I didn't, but I should have just done auto combat instead of actually playing through the battles. That really wasn't necessary. So I should have enough Ascension materials to get the Wenjin to at least level 50. But now the problem is, will I have enough EXP material to actually get it leveled up completely? If not, I'm gonna have to go back and farm at least 1 round just to get it to 50. Once again, I really should have done auto combat. But anyway, I'm gonna skip the battle and just go back to leveling up the Wenjin. I'm gonna leave the Wenjin at 50 and start working on her disc set. First, I wanna take a look at her recommended set and see if I already have any materials that I can use. That way I don't have to go out and farm some more. So for Piper, she wants the 4-piece Freedom Blues and a 2-piece Fanged Metal. So fortunately for Drive 1, I've already got 1 piece that's already leveled up and it has Anomaly Proficiency as one of its substats. And again, for Drive 2, I already have one completely leveled up with Anomaly Proficiency as a substat, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that one too. For Drive 3, I didn't have any Freedom Blues available, so I went with Fang Metal, and thankfully I had one that at least had an Anomaly Proficiency substat, but this one is definitely not the greatest choice. Maybe later I can go back and try to farm a bit more and see if I can get a better piece. For Drive 4, I had an Anomaly Proficiency Fanged Metal piece, so I just went ahead and used it and finished leveling it up. For Drive 5, I went with an attack piece, but I didn't have any Anomaly Proficiency for the substats, so I'll definitely probably go back later and see if I can get a better piece. For Drive 6, my options were very limited, so I'm actually gonna see if I can customize a piece myself without having to farm for it. So I went with Freedom Blues to finish off the 4-piece set with an Anomaly Mastery main stat. That's kinda crazy that I got both crit rate and crit damage on an anomaly proficiency piece for a character that really doesn't need it. Anyway, let me level it up and complete her disk drive set. So these are the final stats for Piper based on what I've been able to build so far. I only ended up using 500 stamina out of the 2700 that I had, but if I wanted to go back and keep farming and use all of it up, this video would probably be like 20 minutes and I don't think I have that in me right now. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and challenge Deadly Assault with Piper as she is currently and hope for the best.
Lake of fire, dancing flames growing higher and higher. Echoes of legends, whispers of lore. At the heart of the wild, we're craving for more. Bad lands, sweet lands, it's in the grip of the forces. Fickle hands, yearning for the thrills. It's in the tales of sorrow, etching the sand. Through the dust, through the night. And nobody could ride like Johnny the Night. Through the dust, through the night. Ain't nobody could ride like Johnny the Night. Dive, dive, dive. Fire of lake, lake of fire, dancing flames growing higher and higher. Badlands, sweet lands, it's in the grip of the forces. Fickle hands, yearning for the thrills. It's in the tales of sorrow, etching the sand. Through the dust, through the night. Ain't nobody could ride like Johnny the Night. Through the dust, through the night. Ain't nobody could ride like Johnny the Night. Breaking through the storm and face the strife. Deep inside the land where wild winds cry. Race against the harsh fate on the sun-baked trail. Sun-baked trail. The sun-baked trail. Through the dust, through the night. Ain't nobody can ride like Johnny the Night. Through the dust and through the night. Ain't nobody can ride like Johnny the Night.
Surprisingly, that wasn't as horrible as I thought it was gonna be. I ended up getting just over 8k for the final score, which is okay, especially since it was just Piper on her own. I didn't want to build a team, I just wanted to see how she would do on her own. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.